The Strut. I'm Chili alongside Info Joe and TD, and today's show is a big one for Coastal Carolina football. Guys, I didn't do anything fancy tonight with Chat GPT. I'm just going to go ahead and read this one last paragraph, and then we're going to start. We're joined tonight by new head football coach Ryan Beard, athletic director Chance Miller, and CCU President Jamie Weinbrake. We'll talk about the direction of the program, expectations moving forward, and what this new era of coastal football is going to look like. So settle in, everyone, and don't forget, tweet me, make comments on the YouTube page. We're reading your comments and your questions for everybody on the panel tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Strut. TD and Joe, I don't think we've had a show this big in the entire history of the Strut. We've got the last three big hires for Coastal within the last 2 years. I feel like this is kind of like an HR clearinghouse kind of interview now that we've got Chance Miller, Coach Beard, and Dr. Weinbrake all going to be on the show tonight with us.
I tell you what, man, this is we've been fortunate to be a part of some very historical moments the last 5 years as a podcast, doing what we've done, having Chance on, Coach on, President Weinbrake on. It's a pretty epic moment for a lot of people. I know that we got to this moment. Chance, I know you're going to touch on it. Coach, you're going to touch on it. President, you're going to touch on it. But we've already got questions, comments, things that are loading up. There's a ton of fans that are excited. I was at the press conference yesterday. I was going to tee this up. The juice in the room, Ryan, that you gave everybody, Chance, President, y'all got me. There was a juice in the room, right? There was a real genuine juice in the room. There's a real genuine acceptance. I've already seen it on social media. I mean, this is a pivotal moment in this program, but this university, I think Chance and Jamie, you said it as well. It's the front porch, right? Academics is a house, but athletics is the front porch. And right now we got three great men and three great rocking chairs right here on the front porch inviting people in. So I'm excited just to sit back on the front porch tonight, like where this thing started, and listen and learn from you all. Joe, what do you think, man?
Ditto, brother. Can't say it any better than that. Honestly, ready to get into it and go through it with these guys as to how we are, where we are. I'm excited. Brand new day for Coastal Carolina and coastal football.
Yeah, and some of the comments have not yet started. So, TD, if you want to go ahead and hit us with the first question as people are beginning to file in, we've got quite a few already here waiting to hear what our guests have to say tonight. So, we have on with us right now Coach Beard, AD Chance Miller, Dr. Weinbrake is here too. TD, why don't you go ahead and start us off, and then we'll kind of just go round robin from there.
Yeah, I'm going to start off. I'm going to tee Chance up. I think he'll appreciate this question. When the decision was made to go with new leadership of the program, this was a national search. You touched on, I'm not touching anything that's not public knowledge, but a lot of folks, there was a lot of interest in this opportunity, and one name kept rising to the top. Can you walk our fan base and our listeners through that process that may have not had a chance to hear the press conference from yesterday?
Yeah, once we had decided to make the change, and thanks to President Weinbrake and our board of trustees for giving me the opportunity to be able to move forward on this and put our football program in a new trajectory. We made that change on that Sunday. We informed the coaches, informed the staff, informed the student athletes, and wanted the student athletes to hear it directly from me first. I thought that was important rather than reading it on social media. But as soon as it happened, I think I talked to President Weinbrake right after, and the phone calls had already started. It was a very attractive job, and it's an attractive job for the same reason that my wife and I and Kason and Kayla moved here 16 months ago. I mean, you've got a growing community. The enrollment is skyrocketing here. We've got a great leadership team, young leadership team that's new to Coastal. We've got a great president, board of trustees that's locked arms and going in the right direction. And you just look at all the ingredients that you need to have a very successful athletics department is here, right? And then you look at football in particular. Our football program has shown it can win at a high level. It can be on the national stage, right? You look at that 2020 season and where we finished, it's there. And then you look at the Sun Belt, JMU's proven it. I mean, there's a path to the college football playoff. And you look at the resources that we're pouring into our football team in particular, and into the fan base and the fan experience, and how we're doing ticketing and all that good stuff, right? You put it all together, it's a really attractive job. So I thought it was one of the best jobs out there, um, and it was proven. We had so many candidates that were qualified. A lot of times you open these jobs up and you get the unqualified candidates, the people that it's a reach, right? It wasn't a reach. We had a lot in there, but we started Zooms pretty quickly. Andy and I hit the ground running on that to try to narrow that list down. And I tell everybody, Coach Beard was our first Zoom. I mean, that was just the scheduling, how it worked out. And we got off that Zoom, and I called Andy and I said, "Hey, man, what'd you think?" And he said, "That's a high bar. That's a high bar. It's if that's where we started, this is going to be a really good search." And it just kept coming back to Coach Beard. He just kept rising to the top, and we flew out on a 4-hour flight to be able to meet him in a neutral location. And we sat for hours and just talked about the program, how we would build it. And what I appreciated with Coach Beard is the whole time, and it's hard to do this in an interview. He kept saying, "We, this is what we're going to do. This is what our program's going to look like." And the things that he wanted to do and wanted to see are the same things that Andy and I have been talking about for a year and a half here, about what we want to see and how you build the program and how you get the fan base involved, how you get donors re-engaged, and how you promote the university in the community. And I thought we were really aligned throughout the whole process. And it was, I'll give credit. Glenn Sugiyama with DHR Global helped us in terms of our search. And our search was pretty locked down, man. There wasn't a whole lot of leaks in the search. And there was a reason for that. I thought, candidates like Coach Beard and others, they're currently employed somewhere else, right? So you don't want their names getting out and having to pull their name out of the candidate pool just because, there's too many leaks. And that gave us a really good candidate pool at the end. And, I'm proud to say we got to pick our candidate, right? A lot of these national searches, when you get into it, they start falling apart. Candidates start getting picked off. People withdraw their name. We didn't have that. We got to pick ours. And I think I know we got the right one because Coach Beard and I just sat down. We were meeting for a couple hours. Me, him, Andy, and Scott going through roster and personnel and everything. Man, I can't be more fired up. I'm so ready. I want to hit recruiting and let's get to the season, man.
Hey, and let me add, Chance is too humble, like us, all of us defensive backs, to say it himself. But he mentioned all the leadership. But I'll tell you what, we have one of the most innovative, creative, hardworking vice presidents of intercollegiate athletics, ADs in the country, in Chance Miller. And I just want to thank him publicly. He worked tirelessly on this search. You think a regular search is a process? This was brutal. And so I want to thank Chance and his family for the time that he spent traveling around talking to people. So fantastic team we have here, fantastic leadership in our athletics department.
So what you're saying is a wide receiver couldn't have pulled this search off? Is that okay?
No.
I'd probably hit him with a stop and go, maybe a slant and go or something. I don't know, but that's just me. I saw the point during the press conference yesterday. I went, "How is he gonna call me out like that, man?" Like, come on, man.
For those that missed it, I said I knew we got the right coach. Coach Beard was a defensive back, and I was a defensive back, and I said, defensive backs are smart enough to read quarterbacks, fast enough to cover receivers, and humble enough to let the linemen think that they're the best athletes on the team.
I heard that. And I just was like, that's pretty good, man. That's pretty good. So, Coach, I know Joe's going to have one, but to just balance it out real quick, when you got the call, what was that experience like?
Yeah, it was great. I actually, I'm going to be fully transparent here. It was a little early in the morning, and I'm early riser, so I've been up for hours, and I was like, I felt like the final interview went well. I felt like we were aligned. I felt like this was the move. And then, about 9:00 came, I'm texting my wife. I'm saying, hey, I thought I gave it everything I had. I don't know. Maybe, somebody got me, or somebody did a little bit better in one way or another. Waited a few more hours, started getting, a little more antsy. And then I finally basically accepted that, all right, when Chance calls, I'm going to try to be the bigger man here and accept it and say, hey, man, I appreciate your time. Thanks for giving me a shot. And he called and he goes, hey, man, you ready to do this? I damn near fell out of my chair. I was ready to go. I said, you got the right one. I said, I'm going to make you right. I said, 100%. You're going to get everything we got. We're going to go get it. And basically from there, we started talking about our team, and we started talking about how we go and work towards a championship effort and what we need to do and what we need to get in place to, like you guys have said the whole time, hit the ground running. And we've certainly done that.
Chance, I want to say congratulations on the search and the selection of Coach Beard, and also the throwing off of the scent. It's all over the place. Names all over the place out there. You didn't know who the heck was going on and involved in this thing and who might get chosen at the end. But I think this is a tremendous choice, and I'm excited about it. And you kind of touched on something I want to ask Coach in terms of what did the next, like really your first 10 to 15 days look like in terms of evaluating personnel, selection of staff. And I'm not expecting any specifics on
Sure.
that, where leading up to the bowl game here coming up, and then will you have any involvement in that? Will you go to the game and that sort of thing?
Yeah, that's a great question, Joe. I want to add one more thing before we move forward. A major reason that I'm your head football coach is because of Chance Miller, because of what he represents as a man, as a father, as a human being, and his drive. It's rare that you see that in an administrative role. He's a football guy. He bleeds the program. He wants to make sure that he does everything right to give us the step up, to give us every advantage possible. So I wanted to make sure I addressed that before we moved on. I hope you don't mind. But these next few days are going to be fun, man. We've already started contacting our staff members. We got some guys locked in. I think you'll be excited about some of those pieces. I'm a football traditionalist. I respect the game, and I want our current staff at Coastal Carolina to finish the best they possibly can. I want our young men to go fight their ass off at that bowl game and go win a football game. So I am not going to distract them whatsoever. I plan to get some FaceTime with some of the guys and start introducing myself and start figuring out who wants to be a part of this thing moving forward, who has the heart and soul to kind of embrace our culture and embrace our vision moving forward. And I talked to my wife, and I think you guys will appreciate it. I told her, I said, I'm going to go to a few of these practices. And she gave me this bewildered look, and she goes, what do you mean? You're going to go stand and watch and not coach? I said, well, babe, I'm gonna try. Yeah, I'm gonna do the very best I can. And she goes, that's gonna last maybe through stretch. Cause she goes, I've seen you in stretch, and if they're not stretching right, you are on their head. And I said, babe, you have my word that I am just gonna be in the shadows, watch, see who does what, and go from there. And I'm absolutely gonna be at the bowl game. Me and my wife, we're gonna be there to cheer the guys on and hope that they finish this thing strong.
So the first question I have from our YouTube chat goes for Coach Beard and Coach. There's some people interested in what do you have in mind when it comes to community outreach in the areas that are beyond Conway, Myrtle Beach. The person that had the question actually listed places like Loris, Green Sea Floyd's, some of the smaller communities that are there who still have good athletes that love the school. There's a lot of coastal graduates in those communities that love football and love the university. So I guess the question in a nutshell is, what are your thoughts and feelings on community outreach when it comes to bringing people into the program, into the stadium, and things like that nature?
Yeah, love the question. So I want to make this 100% clear. Can you hear me well? If you're an alumni of Coastal Carolina and you have sweat equity in this football program, I want to see you. I want to know you. I want you to come to practice. I want you to be around our program. I want you to feel the pulse of what we have going on in this building right now. If you want to call me, I have a guy named Max Franey that's going to come and be one of my right-hand men. You find his email, you text him and let him know when you're coming, and we will get on the phone and I will meet you. I'm still trying to figure out exactly how to get to my office the best way, but I'll drop a pin and we can meet you out there and we'll start talking about Coastal Carolina football and what we got to do to get back to that championship standard. So that's what I want. I want people to be involved. I want people to know our players, know our staff. And one thing that I think we've done in the summer that's a really nice touch is we almost do satellite, like not interviews, but like satellite touch points for our alumni and for the people around our program so that we can go into these other communities that we don't necessarily live in and maybe go to a local burger joint or, go eat whatever you want to eat in that town and meet people and talk to them because the only way that I know to succeed is through relationships. You can sit here and say all this coach speak you want, but if they see you face to face and they can look into your eyes and they know where your heart is, I can promise you they're going to come to that stadium and cheer extra loud in the fourth quarter when we're trying to go beat somebody at home.
Coach doesn't realize he just volunteered for the caravan tour that we're getting ready to set up.
See, I knew it.
Hey, we got the name for it: black ties and biscuits with bacon. I'm telling you, that's it, baby. I'm telling
like
you,
It's going to look good on a t-shirt.
it's going to
Just
look
saying.
good. Hey, black ties and biscuits. Hey, I know Coach and I had a few minutes yesterday at the press conference a couple times, and I appreciated one of the first things he said to me was, I want former players to come back and be a part of the program. I want former players at practice. I want to talk to them. I want to understand because former players are coaches, right? Former players are stewards to the community. Former players can give to NIL. Former players can make avenues for young men to have business and professional paths once they are no longer a student athlete. They are a graduate, right? And that was something that he and I touched on. What he also doesn't realize is I met Papa Doug and Aunt Paige yesterday. That was great. I've already given them an invite to the tailgate spot, man. So, we've got some other things coming in on this, but one thing I'll tee up was you touched on a couple things about culture yesterday, and you had one about, I think it was hitting and help me out, Ryan.
We'll get this right. Out hit, out hustle.
There we go.
Hustle.
Tell the fans about what that mantra means for you, and you've carried that. You talked about it yesterday. You've carried that through your coaching career. Let's touch on that a little bit.
Yeah, I've had it since day one. It's called Out Hit, Out Hustle, and it will be branded on a lot of things in our building. And simply put, it's a mantra of the relentless pursuit of excellence in every single thing that you do. And a lot of times people see it and they go, oh, you want to have a physical football team. You want to play aggressive. Well, of course we do. But I also want to have fierce leaders in our community. I want to have guys that aren't afraid to stand up for what's right, be good husbands, good fathers, good people, good mentors. If they have a biology test at 8 a.m., I want them to outwork, the Sigma Chi that's sitting next to them and try to beat them on that test. Every single thing they do, we're competing. We're outworking our opponents. We're going to win the day, and just it's how you live. And like I talked about excellence, I said it the same thing yesterday. Excellence is not a sometimes thing. It's the minute your feet hit the floor. How can I be better today? What can I do? And there's another thing that I talk about. It's find the percent, because a lot of people talk about getting 1% better. I don't really like to cap the percent of excellence that you can have in a day, because you're going to get a percent, but maybe some days you got a bunch of juice. You get 50% better. Some days you get 20% better. So we're going to talk about the hunt for the percent. And again, out hit, out hustle is something that I wholeheartedly believe in. It's not attached to any school or any program. It's a mantra of how we're going to live our life.
Coach, it's going to sink in. I'll tell you what, after the press conference yesterday, I got one text from my son. It was 4 words. He said, out hit, out hustle.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I had a question for you, Dr. Weinbreck, in terms of what's been the reaction from university leadership. I mean, that you've spoken to, and maybe community leaders that you're in contact with. What's been the reaction?
Yeah, thanks. It's been super positive. We had our cabinet meeting yesterday, and Coach Beard came by to say hello to all the vice presidents and the senior leaders, and we had a nice chat for 15, 20 minutes. And the enthusiasm that Coach is bringing to the university and the philosophy that you just heard. That applies not only on the field, that applies in the classroom. It applies on our community engagement activities, and people are hearing it, and so we're super excited about it. I should recognize our board of trustees. They're very excited about Coach Beard coming here. I know Coach met a few of those folks during the press conference and the reception. And so the chair of the board, the vice chair of the board, the executive committee, the athletics committee folks are all really excited about this hire. So we're starting off great. Everything we have all the ducks in a row, and I think the right philosophy going forward.
And I had one quick follow up with Coach too. You mentioned your 94-year-old grandmother.
Yes, sir.
Today. I that is so awesome. I mean, does she live close by, or did she fly here? Not great health. I mean, obviously to do
so
this. I mean, that is awesome.
She still walks. She plays golf when she can. She sings in the choir at church. So here's how deep of a football person she is. So my grandfather, Moni Beard, he passed away from leukemia at 64. He was the voice of our high school football program. The field's named after him. And cool. She has her name etched in her metal bleacher that she has sat in for about 60 straight years every home game. And she no longer can see super well, so she listens to every single game while she's there to make sure she can validate what she's hearing and seeing. And there's no bigger football fan or fan of just living a great life than her, and she inspires us every day.
That is awesome. What a great story.
That's great, man.
That is great.
She'll have birds, and she'll have cats, and she'll have Lane to listen to now, and she can put them in the ear a little bit. I think you know a guy or two that might be able to get her close to the field where maybe she can see some things. Chance, if she can't see that well, I know an older gentleman that probably wouldn't mind her sitting down there by him.
I was going to say, we'll keep him occupied down there.
He would love to sit there and talk with her, I'm sure.
She's been around football longer than most of our coaches, so we might put her on the headset.
Hey, well, there's a picture of her. I got to get it to you. It's awesome. It's after a game. It was a tough loss versus my alma mater, Western Kentucky, and she had her arm on my shoulder, and she was giving me some real input on what she felt we could have done better. The boys played hard, but some things just weren't as tight as they could have been. And I said, Grandmother, you're right. I agree, because when she talks, everyone in the family is quiet and listens carefully.
I had a grandmother just like that, Coach Beard. I appreciate everything you just said, because my dad's mother was just like that. She spoke, you got quiet and paid attention very carefully. The questions I'm getting right now in our chat have a lot to do with home game experience, Chance. One question was really cool, and it kind of relates just to the overall general thought, I guess, behind it, or the topic is, one person wants to know what other plans do you have as far as the game day experience at home? Things along the lines of like unified chants. Do we have like some songs we're working out? TD and I were big fans of the that little groundhog that sang at the beginning of the fourth quarter, that kind of stuff. So I've got like four or five.
First of all, let's clarify that that's a prairie dog. Okay, can we?
That's great, Ryan. Wait till you see it. I call it the Deo chipmunk or something, dude. That joker. But hey, I'll tell you what, that experience is going to be something. Ryan's first experience, Coach's first experience. Hey, it's kind of become a tradition. I had the veterans come out with the motorcycles. I don't know if you've seen that, but the veterans line, the veterans line their motorcycles, legit motorcycles, along the parade route of the team. So as you come out, the lights are down, the flames are going, and they're revving their engines, dude. And there's a pretty heavy laden veteran community here.
Awesome.
And so that means a lot to this community and this country, and that's something that we cherish. And so Chance came here. I remember one of the first, he's like, dude, why don't we? I remember he came on, he was like, I don't understand why we don't make this just every time they come out. And so now it's become that. and it's pretty epic, man. You got the flames, you got that, you got Here Comes the Rooster, you got a little bit of that going on, but I had to add in, you'll get to see it. But to Chili's point, Chance, is
It's
there
the
anything
best
else?
G5 entrance in all of
Yeah,
college football,
Yeah,
Coach
man.
Beard.
I'll tell you guys, we're already in the process of adding some new things. You talked about some unified chants, working with some campus folks right now to try to get that going, so that we have, some student leaders and the students really engage on it. If you get the students to do it, everyone else falls in line.
That's
in
right.
the stadium, right? And we have great orientation leaders that I'm really going to lean on to get into the student section and really teach them, these are the things that we need moving forward. But we've got a lot more stuff we're going to add. And I can tell you, we're going to add some things that are actually going to engage the crowd and have them active during TV timeouts, right? Because that 2.5 minutes that comes up, you don't want that lull, right?
Yeah.
And then we're coming back in to off of a TV timeout. It's 4th and 1. You need them to get amped. I need them amped before we come back off a break, right? And so we're adding some more things. We are. I've already been talking to the Air Force Base close by. We are going to do flyovers. We should have had them this year, but with the shutdown, we missed out on them. So we will do flyovers. One of them, I'm trying to get approval to where maybe the helicopters stop and somebody rappels down.
We'll
we might
volunteer
have-
for
we-
that, Chance. We don't mind. We'll do that for you. We don't mind.
Yeah, well, we might have a special guest that's coming in one of them. So, but we've already started setting that up. I think you guys could see we did a lot of crazy things this year. We're going to keep pushing the limits. I think people like that, keeps them engaged. But really, we're going to focus a lot on our students and how do we keep them engaged throughout?
Yeah.
How do we keep them there? Because that is powerful, right? Student section's rocking, the whole place is rocking. So we're actually working. President Weinbrecht's been very helpful with this. We're working with the fraternities and sororities and other student groups on campus about a permanent place for them to tailgate right next to the stadium, so that it's, they're coming into the stadium, they're right there afterwards, and it really adds some juice to the outside tailgating environment as well. And we're also redoing tailgating. You guys, know the road right there that's closing down in between the indoor and football. We've got some ideas of what we might want to do there long term, but that's a great tailgating area that in the end zone. We need to have people out there and have a good time and be ready to go.
One more quick question I want to get to that's in the YouTube chat, and then I'll throw it to TD for the next question he's got. Is for Dr. Weinbrecht. Somebody asked, and this is one of our most rabid Strut listeners, Doyle Data. If you're a baseball fan, you know who Doyle Data is on the Strut. He wants to know, Dr. Weinbrecht, what was your role in the process as it came to hiring Coach Beard? What role did you play as we got down to the final candidate or interviews, or what was your general role in the whole process?
Well, one of the things I try to do as president is get the best people in our vice president roles. And with Chance, we had that. So I was supporting Chance as much as I could, but he was leading the charge here on this. And we consulted throughout the process, had a lot of phone calls, a lot of late night phone calls, and talked through a lot of issues and things you might imagine that the president would be involved in, whether it's contracts or other types of things. But I really put my faith in Chance, and I have great trust in him. I trust his judgment, and tried to be as supportive as I could throughout the whole process.
Yeah, I will say President Weinbrecht was great. He really let me and Andy run the search and was there as a resource for us. There were a couple times I called him late at night. I was probably on 2 hours of sleep and said, "Okay, I got to pick your brain. Here's some notes I have. Here's some comparisons." And he does a really good job of breaking it down in a simple form and getting you to where you need to be.
So I'm gonna get back to some football, but random shout out. We got a listener, Mike Moran. Coach Beard, as a Moste and Coastal fan or alum, I'm pumped for Coastal football in 2026. He wanted us to send that out. Apparently, he's an alum of one and moved here. Now he's a Coastal fan. So there you go, man. Last thing, well, not last thing.
Appreciate that, Mike.
Yeah, Mike Moran. So let's get into a little football if you can. Just I'm the scheme guy, man. I already YouTubed it. I know that y'all were running some 3-4 when you were at your previous school, and you're gonna be a little wide open. Can you give us any 50,000-foot overview on what defensively and offensively you like to do and you like to run?
Yeah, I'd love to. I'm a ball guy, man. I don't know if we have enough time to stay on the chat that long, but we can certainly try. So, offensively, man, we're going to be pro style. We're going to be in the gun. We're going to be under center. We're going to try to use the entire football field. Now, some people sit there and they look at our quarterback last year having 7,000 career passing yards, and they go, oh, they're just throwing the ball every down. That's not really the case. We believe in running to win. We believe in getting downhill, getting vertical. And one of the things we do, and I love some of the guys on the current roster like Dom and Robbie and some of those guys that we're going to be able to use out of the backfield, aligning them in some different positions and making sure they touch the football and get in space. Because that's one thing our offensive coordinator, whoever that is when he comes, does a really nice job of is creating matchups. Offensively, you have to, everybody says this is who we are, this is what we do. Well, they play defense too. And there's a chance that they have a scheme that says you need this to go win the game. And the one thing I really like about our offensive game plans is we call it to win the game. Okay, we don't call it to pump numbers on the run game or the pass game or the only statistic I worry about is W's, is wins, losses. Again, for all the statistic guys out there, may the good Lord bless you. As long as we're holding that trophy at the end of the year, that's what I worry about. And it all starts with the quarterback. I'll keep going on offense. It all starts with the quarterback and the decisions he's able to make, because in the offenses that we've had, we get into advantage checks better than anybody I've ever been around. We see and identify a look from the defense, and we either run to it, run away from it, protect to it, protect away from it, and check into the advantage play that we want. That's kind of what we are on offense. I actually think, again, it's hard to defend because we'll still get in 11 personnel sets and 12 personnel sets.
Yep.
And we get in all types of personnels. We don't just sit there and 5 wide and chuck the ball around and pray that it goes well and go 3 and out in 30 seconds. I'm not big on that, especially as a defensive guy. So again, I really like our offensive approach. And like I told Jamie and Chance, we're going to try to run them out of fireworks every single home game for touchdowns. So that's the goal. But defensively, well, we're really 4-2-5, I guess you would say, 4-3 base. We'll get into some 3-down looks. The reason I like 4 down is because, in my humble opinion, you have to stop the run to win.
Yep.
All right, make them. You're going to hear me say this a lot. Make them play left-handed. And my job as a defensive head coach is to identify on film what they do best and make sure on Sunday when we come in and watch film, they didn't beat you with that. And again, you sit here and you go, Ryan, you've had great sack numbers. Your third down efficiency's been great. And I think that's our ability to affect the quarterback. Every single one of my mentors, whether it's Jeff Brom, Bobby Petrino, Jim McElwain, Willie Taggart, some of those other guys that I've been with, they all talk and they breathe life into the defense and go, you have to affect the quarterback. Now, is that bringing 6 and blitzing the hell out of him? Or is it showing that you're bringing 6 and dropping 8? Is it showing load pressure to the field and bringing a boundary dog? I mean, there's all different types of ways to do this and affect the quarterback's eyes, because all we want to make him do is check one time and then he's getting spine tapped in the back of the neck. That's
I'm
really
getting jacked up, man. He's talking my language now, man.
That's really our defensive philosophy is and be tenacious. Have a good time playing, and we have a term on our defense. This will pump you up, called tap the hat, and it keeps our players from maybe talking too much trash. And so when there's a big play made, you run to the football and everybody should be tapping the helmet of their teammate.
Okay.
So imagine you've got 11 teal helmets standing over you after you got the breath knocked out of you and wondering where the hell you're at. And all of us are sitting there tapping the hat, having fun right on your head.
Love
I
it.
mean, that's what it's about. Now, special teams. I love special teams. Okay, I think special teams are vital. In the return game, we want to be explosive. There's not many times I don't think you have a head coach with that's been an ACC special teams coordinator and coordinator in the MAC and those types of things. These can make or break a game. I mean, how tuned up does the game go with a big punt return for a touchdown, big kick return for a touchdown, big block punt? We are going to be great on special teams. And the reason that we're going to be great on special teams is not for the reason you think. The culture of a football program is defined by the standard in which you play special teams. Are you sound? Do you play hard? Do your best players play special teams? If you want to be on our football team, you better be ready to go late on the line on special teams. So I hope I didn't go too long there, but
Oh man, you go as
No,
long as
that's
you want, man. Hey, I tell you what, we got fans listening right now just about how fired up they are, just listening about offense and defense. Now, quick question here. If Jamie's DB and I'm the receiver, what kind of route you going to put me in? Now, mind you, he's your new boss, so you better put him in a favorable coverage. That's all I'm gonna say.
hey, what I would tell him, hey, honestly, what I would tell him, because I saw him run around on the field the other night with our kids. I would suggest, because you talked about it, and I'm a good listener. You talked about a double move earlier, Jamie.
Yeah.
When he tries to stick that foot in the
Oh.
ground, you run right through his chest,
I'll just pop
and then the route's over.
TD, you're not even getting off the scrimmage.
Oh man,
Time.
dude, I'm shaking you. Look, I
Come
had
on.
I had the pleasure of watching some guys that were a heck of a lot better than me. One of them, freaking nature, it was Jerome Simpson, Joe and Chili. Man, one day we'll talk about it. But watching that dude was something special. But I love how you've already started incorporating some of the things of the guys on the roster. I know Joe's got some of that questions about roster stuff. So, but go ahead, Joe.
well, actually, Coach Beard just kind of alluded to and gave a few names as the question that I wanted to ask. I mean, Coach, who, and forgive me if you have to run back through some of this, but who are some of the guys that most influenced you as you're a head coach now and been so for several years, but who have been the influencers in your life? And obviously your father-in-law is Bobby Petrino and whatnot, and how much maybe has he had an influence on you, but just some of the guys and the way they've influenced you to shape your career.
Yeah, but well, I'll start with Bobby. Bobby's been really, really good to me, not just as a father-in-law, but as a mentor, and as a professional sounding board. Because the one thing Bobby does so well, I've never seen someone with such attention to detail. When you hear me talk about every single thing matters, he runs his whole life like that. Every detail matters. Every single thing that you do will affect the outcome and your performance. So that's a huge thing I got from him. I also got from him that you have to have the courage to confront and demand. That's one thing that our staff will live by, because these players right now, everybody talks about the players are changed and this and that nonsense. Well, what about the adults that are supposed to be holding them accountable? Are you too scared to tell a kid the truth, or so he'll enter the portal? Go into the portal. That go portal. Go have fun. Go knock yourself out. We'll find 11 guys on each side of the ball that want to play and that want to take pride in the game we're going to play, and we're going to do it. So to me, it's an adult issue of, do you have courage or not? Some do, some don't, but that's besides the point. Jeff Brom was another huge one. He's a big time players coach. He understands how to be efficient in workload of practice management, and how to structure practice from fall camp to the first quarter of the season, halfway point, third quarter, fourth quarter. You will see our practices shift and change around, not only to keep the players fresh, and because think about it, think about how much time they're on the practice field. If we do the exact same thing at the exact same tempo, for 12 weeks, it gets a little mundane. You got to make sure you're getting some good on good periods here and there. Make sure you're doing some things that keep the brain moving, keep them intrigued, keep them competing, because that's the biggest thing, is to compete every single day at everything you do. Another name I really love is Jim McElwain. Coach Mack, another good offensive mind, really good play caller. And the reason I'm so intrigued, and I think I've fit so well with these offensive head coaches and mentors, is because they tell you how they're going to attack your defense.
Yep.
And if you know yourself well enough and you know the issues of the plays you're calling, you can fix it much easier. If that makes sense, you can fix the issues, because right when you watch where it hit, you know what went wrong and you know how to fix it. If you don't know yourself and kind of the issues of your own scheme, there's no way to even fix it. And since I'm in the South Carolinas, one of my first position coaches was Travaris Robinson, T-Rob. Huge influence on me. We still talk all the time. He's like a co-DC at Georgia now. I talked to Clayton White, super pumped up that I got the job. He laughed. He was like, "I was pulling for you the whole time. I wanted to get our families back together." So he's a good man, but the list goes on and on. But those are probably the guys that are most significant. Also, there's a guy I leaned on while I was in Missouri and became really close with, Eli Drinkwitz. Just a super intelligent man in general. The way that he's not afraid to do things differently. He's not afraid to speak his mind. But he also is blue collar, and he believes in a tough physical culture. So that's kind of the blend of who Ryan Beard is as a coach.
Coach, I got two questions for you coming out of the chat here. One of them is, in terms of the Sun Belt teams that you know about, which team are you most excited to go play in an away game? And the second one is, what's your interest in growing a mullet? And Chance, somebody wants to know, are we going to get free concessions again this year?
We got a lot coming at us right here, boys. I mean, there's 50 comments already. Like,
I've got instant messages. I've got YouTube messages. I got text messages. I feel like I'm running a switchboard over here. So just work on those questions while I
so
get the
first
rest of
one
them
was
for
what?
everybody else.
Away opponents. So first
Away
opponent you're
Sun
excited to
Belt
go to.
team.
Yeah, first Sun Belt team.
Yes, go ahead.
I want to go beat the champ at home. Let's go to JMU.
Damn right.
There we go.
My man.
And Coach Beard.
Do I need to expand?
No, that's it.
We're
We're
good.
good.
Oh, okay.
Look, the 4 pods back, these boys know I was on a soapbox, and they gave me a chance for 3 minutes and said we were all about beating App State. Well, brother, we beat App State like 5 out of the last 6 years. Should be 6 in a row. We got to go beat We got to have that same energy and focus. Go beat JMU, man.
I'm tired of getting our brakes beat off by that crowd. I mean,
if you want to be the man, you got to beat the man.
Enough of it's enough. I mean, and on our field too. Enough of that.
Tired of that crap, man. We ain't beat them since that jersey was worn right there, right? And so that's the team, man. Because if you're going after JMU, you're gonna beat everybody on the way there, man. I mean, that's just
if you want to be the man, you got to beat the man.
Our fans are loving that, by the way.
And Coach Beard, Andrew Hanley wants me to ask you, where are the best wings in town?
He did ask that, by the way.
Hey, Hanley's, it's easy. Now, hey, the secret to it is simple. Hey, double fried hot.
Double fried hot.
All right, that's what you got to say. It's not on the menu. This is from Andrew himself. Double fried hot.
Double fried hot. Hey, I can already see now he's going to come in there 11 personnel, tight right. He's going to give some kind of double fried hot. It's going to be some kind of like play or something, man. Like Statue of Liberty play, double fried hot. All right. Get out there, do some double fried hot. Talking about experiences, what's been your initial experience, and now that you've got a chance to collect your breath a little bit in the last 48 hours, what has the experience been like?
It's been great. It's been so good for my family, because the one thing I want to make sure that I say this and say it in front of President Weinbrake and Chance, and make sure everybody gets this. The attention to detail and the way my family was treated since the moment we've stepped on campus is absolutely elite. I mean, every T crossed, every I dotted. That they welcomed us with open arms. The people were great. They had, we got off the plane. They had the cheerleaders, the band, the some alumni people there to meet us, and it's just a first class organization. And then when you look at the excitement of the people in the community that are dying for a real winner, that are dying to just love the football team. And we went to around a few places today. We went looked at some schools, looked at some houses, and almost every shop we went into, hey man, just watch the press conference, can't wait to see what we do, go get them. I mean, left and right, and football is king here. And it's just a refreshing feeling to feel that type of energy and that passion, because that's where you work best. You want some level of standard and expectation. You know what? You want to be the team that rises to the occasion and maximizes your talent and makes everybody proud.
Chance, I'm gonna circle back to that question. What about concessions next year?
Joe, we're working through some things right now. I'm not going to divulge that, but really,
I wouldn't expect you.
I'll tell you this: we're going to do some stuff for our season ticket holders, right? I think
Yeah.
I think catering to your season ticket holders and the people that are coming out every game, that's what we're really going to focus on next year moving forward. So this is a little plug. Go buy your season tickets right now. Get them while you can. We actually had we had a good push with Coach Beard coming on. We had a lot of new season ticket purchasers that came in. A lot of deposits came in. So we're going to take care of our season ticket holders. And that doesn't mean that anybody's less important, but that's what we're really going to focus
Well,
on.
go
But
be a season ticket holder, though. That's what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Go be a season ticket holder. Don't be a single game.
Yeah,
Right.
be at every game. I know we got some fans that are also Gamecocks or Clemson Tiger fans, but stop going up there and watching subpar football. You're gonna have better football down here in Conway.
Hey, Coach Beer, what do the young kids do nowadays? what is that? They do that nowadays.
Hey, between that, and again, this is coming from a DB myself. When the ball is thrown about 20 yards into the stands and they give you the seatbelt, I'm like, dude,
what are we doing?
Yeah, it
I'm
just
the same way, man.
it's like nails on a chalkboard for me. I point it out in film all the time. I'm like, hey man, listen, you just got your butt beat on a skinny post, and you want to celebrate the quarterback throwing the ball into the stands. Why don't you try to refocus and get ready for that next down? All right,
My man. Hey, so Chance, what I heard was season ticket holders may still get popcorn with an option of double fried hot. Is that the?
I think you're going the right direction there.
Yeah, I like that. A little double fried hot popcorn.
there you go.
We touched on the experience, something that I wanted to get a little human here for a second, man. Get a little personal here. We go around the room here. I'm going to give everybody an opportunity here. What's one chore your wife still has you doing around the house? No matter what position you're in, you still always have one chore. Is it the trash? Is it sweeping? Is it dog? Chili? What's the one chore you got to take care of every day?
I am the laundry guy in my house.
Okay. All right. President Winebreak, what's the one chore? Don't matter how big your britches get, don't matter where you are, you still got.
Oh, TD, it's a lot more. It's a lot more than one. But the work in the yard and the garden area, I tend to take on. But yeah.
Okay. All right. Coach, what's the one thing you could have had a long practice, been a long week? Don't matter. You still got that one chore. What is it?
Hey, I'll forever be the trash man. Hey, that and spider control.
Spider control. That's a good one. Okay. Chance, what you got?
I'm with Coach. It's always the trash. You forget to take out the trash one week, and the trash misses you. That'll break up a marriage, man. I'm telling you, it'll end it. The family will collapse. It doesn't go well.
Joseph, what's the one
I'm
chore?
the same way, man. I got it. If those trash cans don't get empty, they just don't. If I don't do it, they don't. You know, I can yell at everybody around here. It doesn't matter.
TD, have you seen the Nate Bargatze skit where he talks about missing the trash?
Yeah,
he's inviting people over to give him trash to take home. So he doesn't get in trouble.
I didn't know that I was supposed to do this. Nobody told me, but apparently it's a thing like that. That's a great comedian, by the way.
Coach, I want
Coach
to ask
Beard,
you
what's your
about
favorite football movie?
Oh, there we go.
The Program.
Ooh, I love that drill though. They take football to every class. Somebody recovers it, he brings it back. It's a mile. Woo.
Get on the ball.
Okay. All right. So President Weinbreak, what's yours? Favorite football movie?
I think it's got to be Rudy.
Okay.
You know,
All right.
yeah.
Chance?
That is the presidential answer. I love that.
Chance, what's yours?
So I promise you, Coach and I did not talk about this beforehand, but when I was in law school, I always had a ritual before the day of exams that you have to go through, and you start the whole week, and it's just miserable, right? I mean, you studied for months. I'd always watch the program before that. That was my 2.5 hour getaway. I'll tell you a quick story about it. So Todd Ellis, who calls the games for the Gamecocks, and I worked with him for 11 years. His brother produced that movie, and they did it in Williams-Brice Stadium. So if you remember,
I was there when they filmed it.
The last scene where quarterback rolls out, he drops the ball, and it pops back up to him. That was actually real. They had one take to be able to do that at halftime, and when he dropped the ball, everybody said like their stomachs just dropped because they just weren't going to be able to get the shot. Somehow that popped back up, and he threw it, and they caught it on camera.
That's great.
That's really interesting. Never knew
Joe?
that.
Yeah, I'd say that too, because a friend of mine that I graduated high school with in '87 was a lineman in that movie. He didn't have any speaking parts, and I want to say he wore number 60 maybe or something like that, but he was a big dude. And he got a spot as a lineman in that thing. I thought it was pretty cool that he got to go over there and be a part of that movie. So,
Chili, what was yours, man?
Gosh, I don't know. There's so many. I love sports movies in general. And I was thinking of one. It's not Rudy. It's not The Program. It's an older one, and it came out maybe 15, 20 years ago. It's a George Clooney movie. He's playing a pro football player like in the 1920s or 30s, and his team is falling apart. I just can't recall it, but I just love the old. I'm a history guy, Coach, so I love like looking back at the old sports clips and stuff like that. I'm just forgetting the name of the movie right now. I saw a clip of it on X a couple days ago, but George Clooney's playing this 1920s era pro football player. His team is completely falling apart. He handles all the press for him. He's pursuing Renee Zellweger in the movie, and I'm blanking on the title of it, but it's a comedy. But I just love the way like the technology, like with the cardboard thigh pads and the leather helmets and that kind of stuff. I just love all that stuff. It just interests me. I'm forgetting it. So I have to look that up real quick. But that's my movie. Whatever that's called, that's my movie.
TD, did you give yours?
Man, I'm a call between either I like We Are Marshall, right? Because of the Sun Belt and that story. And that game, Coach, by the way, it's a pretty epic game inside this conference. But you can't go wrong with Little Giants and the Alka-Seltzer in the mouth and intimidation with everything coming out, right? You can't. I mean, there's no scene greater when they put the Alka-Seltzer in and they just get like dog mad, and the Cowboys are looking at them like, "What the hell is going on?" That's a great scene because I coach my son's 11U football team, and sometimes, man, you got a couple kids like that. You just got to give them an Alka-Seltzer. Bro, go run out there and just trust me. Just go do it. You'll be all right.
If you want a tearjerker, Brian's song was classic.
yeah.
Brian's song was a good one.
That was
a very good one.
And
Our
and
fans
probably
just told me it's
was,
Leatherheads.
Leatherheads was Clooney, and then
Leatherhead.
Paper Lion with I think it was Alan Alda. Was it? It was a George Plimpton book that was turned into a movie.
That was a good one too. You're right.
I think it was called Paper Lion, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Joe, you had a question?
Yeah, Coach Beard. So your wife played college golf. Another accomplished golfer in your family is finding a good golf course now. The Grand Strand, there's a lot of great tracks. Is she looking at one? She want to go out there and play? I mean, I imagine she's done that before, but I mean, just a little bit about her.
Yeah, she is a tremendous athlete overall. So I got to brag on her for a minute. I think I think I told TD yesterday
Mhm.
at the conference, but so not only as a freshman was she on the golf team, she also beat Notre Dame in the pitching circle as a softball pitcher as a freshman. So yeah, she's quite the athlete. She loves golf, and honestly, the yin and yang thing is perfect because when I golf, I'm listening to music, I'm having a few cold cokes, and relaxing a little bit. I'm the jam master. I make sure the tunes are right, the vibes are good,
Yeah.
and watch her, swing the club beautifully and drive it in the middle of the fairway every single time. And she'll be like, "Babe, you ready to hit?" I'll get up, hit one, just hard slice right. I'll, let the trees have that one, and we'll just go to the next hole.
You should play Hackler then, because if you have a good slice to the right, brother, that's your course, because everything goes to the right there. Hey, it's just one big circle right there, and the hack
You go
attack.
left to
Hey,
right, you can play there.
that's right. Yeah, if you like a little army golf, especially to the right, that's your course, right? That's
She's excited to be here though. That was a huge thing for her. She goes, Ryan, we're pretty much going to the mecca of golf courses. So
86
I'm
courses still,
hoping
man.
that yeah, I'm hoping to get her on a few nice ones.
There's some good ones here. I love what we're getting here. Real quick, all jokes aside, very cool moment by our fans listening. Chance, what is the best way to support the NIL collective for Coastal? Chance, you sent me that because I knew it was going to come up, but I'd love for you to tee that up.
Yeah, so I'll tell you guys, now that we're in the new era of college athletics, it's not really NIL anymore. It's donating straight to our foundation
Mm.
through CAF, and we've got an account that's set up directly to football. That if you want to donate and make a difference with our football program, you can. TD, I think I sent you that link
You
earlier.
did. We're going to get it out.
You can send that. It's tax deductible. It'll get you involved with our foundation, and just encourage everybody that you want to see this program rise to the level where we're in the college football playoff every year. That's a way to do it, and that's a way to make an impact. And you don't have to. I tell people this all the time. You don't have to be $1 million donor to make an impact anymore, right? It's not about just building buildings anymore. It's also about contributing and being able to help us build a team, retain a team, be able to fund scholarships, additional scholarships for those guys that used to be walk-ons, right? We've got a lot more options now that we can help our team win, and we're going to keep giving Coach Beard and his staff the resources they need to move forward. So excited about that.
Yeah, you can't get bronze helmets for free, right? Anyway, so moving on. Chance knows, Coach, that's a thing about a bronze helmet, man. I want a bronze helmet real
He
bad.
will not stop talking
I was
about
big
it,
on
Coach.
getting teal. Now I want the white, the black, the teal, and the bronze. I don't know
TD though, you got to go back to the Vegas gold.
Hey, dude,
You
Pop will
know,
tell you
that
all about
the original
yeah.
thought. Yeah.
The Vegas gold. The Vegas gold. So here's the other thing. The one piece that we have not touched on, you touched on some of your family, right? I mentioned Aunt Paige and Papa Doug. You have 4 beautiful children that were at the press conference yesterday. Tell everybody real quick about the family, man.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm a football coach. I've had a good football career, all those different types of things. But I'm two things way before that: son of the king and a father of 4 beautiful babies. My son Bo is 7, my daughter Lainey is 6, and my 2 twins are 3. And they are the joy of my life. They are around the facility. They love our players. They love to just be around everything. And the one cool thing we do, and this is cool, and again, it's been fun being around Chance's family and Andy's family, because we do what's called Special Treat Wednesday. Every Wednesday of the season, our wives and girlfriends and just women of our program cook homemade baked goods. And right after the practice on Wednesday night, we have tables set up. Our kids are out there playing. Our players get to come over and see us be husbands and fathers, and just see us be human beings with our babies and see how much they mean to us. And it's just another connection point, because I can promise you, if you truly got each other's back, and you know that the men you're following are family men and have the right stuff in their heart, you're going to fight your ass off in the fourth quarter to go win a big one for them. When
That's right.
you're at a big away game and everybody's against you, well, the 64 that we brought are thick as thieves, and we're going to go fight to the finish.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I got to see him yesterday. I know that we're about 59 minutes in. We're going to be wrapping this up. I know we all have families to get back to, and that's why I wanted to bring that up. It was great. Great seeing them. Great seeing them run around. Pretty sure. By the way, Chance, how's your daughter? She okay? I know that she fell pretty hard yesterday. Popped right up and kept going though, man.
She's good, TD. She's tougher than anybody I've ever met. She bounces up. She beats Kason all to pieces. Kason's the athlete in the family, but Kayla's tough as nails. She'll get him. I will say this. Coach Beard and his wife, they've got a wonderful family. We all did dinner and kind of had this room separated off in Conway, and it was Andy's wife and kids, Lauren and Kason and Kayla and the Beards, and boy, it was loud and crazy in there. The kids were running around. At one point, I looked up. One of them was flicking the lights off on the Christmas tree off and on. There were presents being tossed. 2 drinks get spilled. My daughter falls out of her chair. And I'm looking around, and it's just fun, man. His kids fit right in, and they were ready to go. So they were troopers, man. We put them through a long day, and they had a positive attitude the whole time. So I'm excited for everybody to get to meet them.
Pretty normal Tuesday then, right? Just a
normal
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Just a fairly normal.
That's
Tuesday.
right.
Coach, one last question from the YouTube chat is, will we get a spring game this year?
Oh, I do see that now.
Great
That
question.
came up, yeah.
Yeah, we like doing a spring game. Obviously, one of my favorite ways to do a spring game, and I'm obviously not going to hold us to this because it just depends on injuries and numbers and all those different types of things. I actually like to divide it up good on good. I like to basically have a draft for, name captains for each team, have them draft and make it competitive, go, steaks and hot dogs, and actually like make a real spring game. Now, that's if we're healthy and able. If not, that can change. That can change to some situation football or some ones versus twos versus ones type of deal. But I have no ill will towards a spring game. Anytime you can get out there and get the fans around and let them watch your football team compete. I mean, yeah, send the spring game film out. You still got to stop it.
There we go.
That's
That's what I'm
so
talking
refreshing
about.
to hear that.
God,
all that
So
good,
refreshing.
I know
Hell
Coach,
yeah.
all that
I know
good
Coach
stuff.
How refreshing that is to hear that.
God, yeah, man. Our
Coach
fans
wants
are
to do
clamoring
it.
for a spring game.
We're definitely going to do it. We're going to do a teal day. We're going to do an all day event around campus
great.
that culminates in the spring game.
Is that with baseball and softball? Is that what you're
Yeah, I
kind of
want to have
thinking too?
baseball,
Yeah.
softball, have something in the morning, have an event after it. Maybe we
can be there if you want us to.
Yeah, kind of do what we did.
hey.
We did a little bit of this last year where fans got to come down on the field, meet the team, sign autographs afterwards. We're going to do a big event around it, get people out in the community.
We'll set up a 4th mic for Chance for Dr. Weinbreak, and we'll do that. You can come by and just be a guest on the live strut when we're doing a spring game. That's something we've been talking about too. So we'd love to have. And Coach Beard, I know you'll be in the throes of the spring game, but if you want to come by and give expert analysis during the spring game, the strut is going to be your spot for that. So I'm just giving you a heads up on that too, Coach.
Well, if the boss will allow it, I kind of just manage the spring game and watch. Y'all can come up and we can just stand behind the quarterback and talk through some formational stuff and just have a chat.
Now that would be
great.
You got to clear it with the boss.
Well, I was going to say, Chili, don't put me on a mic during the game. All it's going to do is get me in trouble. I've already been in trouble once this year and had to call my president and apologize. I'm not going to be mic'd up.
Ain't nobody mad.
We're good.
Hey, we got some free chance shirts coming up.
We do have some free chance shirts. We got
free chance for the regional.
regional.
We're gonna free chance. We're gonna wear them out there.
I'll tell you what, Coach Beard, I'll offer this to you. Little nostalgic moment for me. I'm not gonna lie to you. Some of the old guys that I played with, we talked about bringing some of those guys back. The steak and hot dog piece of this, Coach Bennett used to do something just like that, man.
You got to have something on the line.
That was fun, man. That was good. But we'll get you one of those free chance shirts here because I don't know if you know, we got a pretty good baseball team in the springtime. So we got a pretty good baseball team. That's some fun.
Hey, me me and Coach have actually been talking a little bit. What a true gentleman he is and a competitor. I can't wait to get out and support the boys. Watch them rip it.
Hey, you got to get there and take BP with them one time.
Hey, listen, I played middle infield. I was a shortstop, let off. I thought I was a decent baseball player. So, hey, I'm up.
Hey, we got to tweet at Schnall about that. Hey, man, Coach Beard's he's looking to lead off and play a little midfield, little double play here. But that's great. Chili's going to wrap us up, man. Can't thank y'all enough, man. This is it's been wonderful. The fan engagement, they've loved it, man. They're grateful.
Yeah, we've had.
Thank you.
This has been a record number of people that just joined in just to hear what y'all had to say, contribute in their way, and it's just been a terrific night and a great evening and a great show. So we appreciate Chance Miller. We appreciate you, Coach Beard, coming by. Dr. Weinbrake, always a pleasure to talk to you, sir. Had a good time with you Friday, Dr. Weinbrake. Thank you for helping get my name correct. At graduation.
You're welcome, Chili. Chili, you're welcome. And before we wrap up, I have a trivia question I wanted to ask Info Joe, if that's okay.
Ooh, go right ahead.
Because I know he's an expert on all things Sean's football. So, So Joe, what university's team that we've played of the last 4 years, we've split 2 wins and 2 losses, but we've had a point differential where they've scored 169 points and we've scored 89. And if you need a hint, the schools in the eastern part of Virginia.
I was going to tee you up to do this. I know who you're talking about because we didn't do this on the before the air, but I want to hear you do it.
Go ahead, Chili.
The Dominion of I love it.
I never thought I'd have an Info Joe off on the strut.
I love it.
I love how he gave you an easy. I love how he gave you an easy question. They used to do trivia with TD, and they would give me some like obscure question, like something.
I
kind of
didn't know where he was going for a second. Then I thought, okay, all right, now I know what's coming.
Well, I should also say, Chili did a fantastic job at graduation. We graduated over 700 students this past weekend, last Friday. And the students to walk across that platform with the degree in their hand, just such an exciting event. And Chili did a great job representing the Alumni Association and standing up and addressing the packed house at the HTC Center. It was a packed house for 2 ceremonies and talking about these new students who are now alums, part of our 47,000 CCU alums that are out there. So Steve, you did a great job.
Thank you, sir. And thank you for the Strut podcast shout out from the lectern in both graduation ceremonies. When you did that the first time, I kind of tried to look over at Chance and said, Chance, did you hear what he just said? But Chance was looking the other direction. So I was trying to get Chance's attention. But
hey, I would be remiss if we did not give Chance an opportunity and President Weinbrake. All seriousness in the show was Chance, some of the stats that you and President Weinbrake gave yesterday about the mental health piece, about the community service piece, and about the GPA. Can y'all please repeat that? Because our fans need to hear that there is a student piece to this athletic piece.
Yeah, absolutely.
In our strategic plan within athletics that fits into the overall picture of the university strategic plan about learning, living, and legacy, we really wanted to invest in the student athlete well-being and experience. And we've done that. We've created a department that we're fundraising for. We have an account that goes back in to help our student athletes. And we've had 22 straight semesters with a cumulative GPA of 3.0 or greater, which is just amazing for our student athletes. Speaks volumes about our academic advising staff that helps them, and our tutors and our professors and deans that work with our student athletes. And then this fall, headed up by Carrie in our department, she put together a lot of community service hours, and we ended up finishing first in all Division I athletics for the fall semester and community hours served by our student athletes. So our student athletes are doing everything we're asking for them and more. Mm-hmm. And I'm really proud of them, proud of what we've put around them, and we'll continue to keep growing that.
And as a university, we were one of 16 schools, only 16 schools. We were one of 16 schools identified by the Princeton Review on the mental health honor roll.
I saw
So
that.
we
That's a
take
big
this
honor, man.
serious for all of our students to get support they need when they need it. And, that's a big part of student success. That's a big part of our academic programming, our research, and arts and athletics as well. So proud of that.
Yep.
That's
Thank
some
you. I
amazing
just, there
stats
was a
for our
lot of
school.
great stuff. Yeah, man. I heard that yesterday and was like, we've got to highlight that on the show, man.
Absolutely. Dr. Weinbreak, Coach Beard, Chance, should I say AD Chance? Everybody else had a title, but you just ended. Can I call you Athletic Director Miller?
You can call me whatever. It doesn't matter, right?
What
We
was that classic
appreciate
line? You can call me whatever. My wife calls me something
He's
different.
vice
Yeah.
president of
go.
intercollegiate athletics and
Vice
University
President Miller.
Recreation. Yeah.
We appreciate y'all's time. I know at this time of year, y'all are super busy. The holidays are coming up, and we've got these new roles for everybody playing, and just spending the time to let the fans hear what y'all had to say and what's going on with the school and what's going on with you and what programs you're running and all that kind of stuff. We appreciate it. The last comment just popped up and it said, "Thank you for your great leadership," and we do appreciate the three of y'all and what you're doing for our beloved university. We think Coastal Carolina is the greatest place on the planet, and we just appreciate what y'all are doing. Uh, keep up the good work. We cannot wait to get to football in the fall, Coach Beard. It's just an exciting time to be a Chanticleer, and we again appreciate y'all's time with us tonight.
Thank you guys for having us.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank y'all, man.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thanks a lot, fellas. Have a great night.
Y'all
Thank
too,
you,
man.
you too.
y'all.
Merry Christmas.
Yep.
Take care.
Guys, what a lineup tonight, huh?
Man, what a show, man. That was great. That was awesome. Grateful for their time. I mean, I'm juiced up, man. Like that, like I got a meeting
If you're not
yesterday.
pumped up, you don't have a
God.
pulse, man. Really,
Exactly.
seriously. I mean, literally. I mean, you know, I just hearing some of that stuff is just so refreshing. I mean, I think he gets it. Honestly, time will tell, right? I mean, you'll see
Yeah.
what the product on the field looks like come, late August, 1st of September when we go to West Virginia to start 26. But it's just some of the stuff. I think we stand a real good chance to get back to where we were, honestly, and maybe even beyond that. Hopefully beyond that for sure. But I think that Coach Beard is a great addition and something that needed to happen. I mean, it just did, and I'm glad he and his family are in town. And I think Chance and those working with him did a great job. And President Weinbreak just saying, "Look, I got people out there that can do the job, and I'm going to let you do it." I
That was
love
a
to hear that
popular
too.
question. That was a popular question, Joe. People want to know what Dr. Weinbreak was doing as far as his role. And I felt like we said this before the show started, before our guest arrived, that I really had the impression, knowing Dr. Weinbreak the way I've gotten to know him, if you're capable, he's going to get out of the way and let you do what you do and do a good job doing it. So I had that impression, and he echoed that when we asked him the question about his role in it, that he trusted Chance Miller 100% to do the right thing. And so far, I think he's completely done that. I look
Mhm.
forward to next season, Joe and TD, after every win, celebrating it with a nice bottle of Savannah Sweet Tea. Savannah Sweet Tea Company is low country born, low country made, sweet, peach, and unsweetened tea available now, brewed hot, with pure cane sugar, just like Mama made it. Visit SAV, sweetteaco.com. Use the code SHOTSUP for 10% off your order. Joe, Coach Beard has some delicious wings today. He talked about that, and no one asked us what our favorite thing was. I'm a French dip fan when I get the Hanley's, and I get the pasta salad to go along with it. Joe, we're talking about Hanley's. Tell us more about it as the cat food dispenser dispenses behind me, as you can hear that.
Yeah, I kind of wondered what that was. See, I'm a real simple guy when it comes to chicken wings, right? And I like eat some good old medium chicken wings from Hanley's Pub, CCU class of 2002, the official pub of the Strut podcast, where Coach Beard was today. Great to see him out in the community and patronizing the great people at Andrew Hanley and the folks at Hanley's Pub, right? The official pub of the Strut podcast located in Carolina Forest. We will see you rather at your local pub, and that's Hanley's in Carolina Forest, 3873 Renee Drive, Myrtle Beach. Great food, great drinks, great TVs to watch. All kind of great stuff in Hanley's.
Hanley's is
While
a
we're in the
great,
shirt.
great place.
Well,
And TD, Coach Beard is looking for a great place to live. I know
We know
you
a
know
guy.
somebody.
we got a guy. We
Who's
know
our
him.
guy?
You know him. I know him. He's Dan Sines. Dan Sines has been a part of the strut from the jump, right? Dan Sines really with Dunes Really Sales in Garden City Beach. Proud Coastal Carolina alum, class of 2001. From oceanfront condos to family homes, he's your go-to resource for all things Myrtle Beach real estate. Visit him at dansignrealtor.com or, hey, give him a shout. 843-455-6319. Dan Sign, real estate done right, helping you find your place at the beach. I hope he finds a place closer to Conway, though. Just, I'm not going. Beach is fine.
Dan can help with Conway, I'm sure.
Dan can help him with Conway, right? But so he was looking at Myrtle, and I've been told he might be looking at Conway. I hope he finds this spot here in Conway. But Joe, we've got somebody new.
I
who's
tell you,
joined
the
us.
electricity in here was just palpable, right?
There
It
it
was,
is.
it was electric in the HTC Center yesterday. And our new sponsor that we welcome on is LT Grace Electric, licensed and bonded electrician. So if you need any electrical work done, and I'll have more information on our next pod, but we do want to welcome on LT Grace Electric. They are a new sponsor of the Strut podcast. And again, we'll have some more information on them, but again, we welcome them on board. Electrical needs, need an electrician, LT Grace Electric is who you need to get in touch with.
Hey,
That's
they might
awesome.
be able to have a new segment when TD gets juiced up. Getting juiced up with LT
Getting
Electric.
juiced up.
Getting
Some electricity.
It's
It was
electric.
great tonight, man. I know we're about to put a bow on this thing. I hadn't said that in a long time, man, but this is one we can put a bow on with Christmas a week from tonight. Well, a week from tomorrow night, but Christmas Eve. So we will not record next Wednesday. We will record Sunday, and then we will see everybody after Christmas on the Sunday after Christmas. Because, hey, don't blink, boys, but the Sunday after Christmas, we better be previewing our bowl game,
That's it.
right?
We
And
got a bowl game to get ready for. So, TD,
Yep.
thanks for that programming note because, like we said, the holidays are coming up. We've got to plan. We've got families we need to spend time with too and take care of Santa
That's right.
Claus type things and all those good, wonderful things we all take care of as fathers. But TD is
Yeah.
correct.
crazy dumb
We do have a
elder
bowl
stuff.
game to get ready for, and I don't know how to follow this show. So maybe it's better if we just go ahead and maybe plan the way TD was planning there, Joe, because I don't know how you follow the president, the vice president, and the new head football coach in the next show.
I don't
Of course,
even
we
know
are
if
the
that's
strut. We
gonna
can
be-
do it, but
Hey,
that's not.
we need to come up with a nickname for La Tech. I don't think we mentioned that on the air. We discussed
That's
it
true.
before
Got to
we
put
went
that
live.
out there. Got to
We
put
need
that out
a
there.
poll question. What's our team name for La Tech since they're coming into the Sun Belt? We got nicknames for everybody. What are your suggestions, listeners out there? Give us some. Chili will put out a poll question, but we need that when we preview the La Tech.
We do. We got to have it. We
Yeah,
got to have it.
We're going to need it for the game. Yeah, absolutely.
La Tech game for the bowl game here coming up soon. So yeah.
All right, guys, well, let's get a shots up. We've had a long, great show tonight. I'm not even tired. But I'm looking
I'm
forward
not
to getting
either.
this thing
I'm
out there
jacked.
because I am juiced like you two guys are. And what the
Jacked.
chat has said, people are doing hand claps, they're doing shots up, all that kind of stuff. So thanks for tuning in for everybody who was there. It's a record number of people who watched this tonight live. So what a great show. Let's get a shots up and we'll call it a night.
Shots up.